So you're going back to Italy again, huh?
Uh-huh.
Did you enjoy it last time?
Yeah, it was. Well, most of the shows were fun. Kim liked it a lot, especially. We didn't like the police, though. Kim doesn't like police.
Kim doesn't like it.
Why, was there a lot of police around?
Yeah. More than other countries. There's a lot of police with machine guns. And
Troubles or
not
just
really.
No, there's no reason for there to be any troubles. No drugs, no crime record. There's suspicious of people who are funny. Phil!
I just noticed it. You know, people who came to shows got hassled a lot. Kind of thing.
So, you're from Seattle. You're from the bad side of town.
Yeah, I guess.
The bad side of the U.S. or Seattle?
Bad side of town.
Or Seattle?
Yeah. I mean, inverted commas, I mean, it's obviously not bad, but compared to the other one with all the rich people.
Yeah, right. I see.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to see this fucking thing, man.
So is it like, bands are sorts of different, split into, or as they say it is?
Sort of coming together in a way.
Jason, this is kind of you and Chris.
I mean, I've been to Seattle once. I went up to, what's this called? Is that with B? It's a very posh area on the hill.
Bellevue.
Yeah, Bellevue. Yeah. With,
You went to Bellevue? Who'd you interview?
Q5.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Went to Floyd's house.
Cool, he's been to Bellevue, man.
Floyd Rose's house?
Yeah.
My mom was his accountant.
Yeah.
Did you go?
No. So, but half of Q5 were from the other side.
Right.
Yeah.
In fact, I spent the night at, what's the guitarist's name?
The nice part of town.
The nice
I'm going to sign
What
my
is the
neck.
guitarist, man?
Q5 and I are together anymore.
No, I don't think so.
Well, Floyd
Rose has a new studio project.
Yeah, but Floyd Rose doesn't need that.
Fuck no, man.
He's millionaire. I mean, his wife is rich.
Yeah.
And he made a lot of money out of the tremolo thing.
The Brembo system.
So, I mean, fuck. Who needs to, he doesn't need to fight for...
I don't know why he does it. I guess he's fun.
Yeah, just for fun.
There's not much music coming from that side, from the Bellevue side anymore. Not like there used to be.
Oh, this is
They've
what
all
the
sort
painting's
of-
from. She must have did this real recently.
What do you mean?
The painting
Oh,
from
yeah.
this poster.
Wow.
Pretty cool interview you got going.
Yeah.
Right. So we were saying that there's not much happening on that side.
No, not really. Nothing that's really got the press that, as far as Seattle's press goes, and the Seattle sound and that kind of thing, none of it really came from there.
Well, I mean, none of those, apart from Queensryche, none of those bands really made a big impact. I mean, Q5 didn't do much.
Sanctuary.
None of those bands were big in
TKO
Yeah.
didn't do much.
Sanctuary and Fifth Angel.
Yeah, Sanctuary, they came over last year, I think. I can't remember who they were supporting, but they did okay. So,
Megadeth. Or no, who they toured with here?
Sanctuary?
Our guitar tech was on that tour.
what would you say if if somebody said that your sound is a bit like dated, like?
We wouldn't really say anything. We'd just like take out a ball bat and beat their head in, make their head crack open, and squish their brains all over the floor. That's all.
Yeah, that's a friendly approach. Yes. No, I mean, how you would describe your sound on this new album? I mean, it sounds to me like it's got a lot of influences from the '70s, but it's very updated as well. So where is this? How did it work?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't try and define it. When we just write music, we don't worry about exactly how we put it together or piece it together or exactly what influences we get it from. We just write it. I think when you start doing that, your music's gonna start lacking. It's gonna start sounding contrived. And as far as what somebody would say or how someone else would describe it, it's up to whoever listens to it. it's up to them to make an interpretation. You know, if they hear one thing or another thing, that's fine. It doesn't really matter.
So do you think the sound that you get is different from the sound of a lot of the sort of hardcore bands from like New York?
Yeah, it's definitely different.
I mean, giving it the same sort of background, city environment, background, whatever you want to call it.
Our sound, yeah, personally, definitely, it's different. But it's different than most anybody else too, really. I mean, from as far as our guitars or whatever our songwriting approach is, it's different than anybody.
How did the producer you worked with for this album is somebody who's been doing a lot of hard rock stuff in the past? How much did that influence your sound?
It didn't influence
in that
it
direction.
At all. None. I mean, we pretty much got our own guitar sounds, and he didn't. It wasn't like he told us what to do or anything like that, or changed our songs. We just recorded. He recorded it, and it's pretty much the other way around. We told him to get sounds that we wanted, and he just did it. So I don't think. The reason why he's recorded with a lot of metal bands is because that was for a long time that was the kind of music that was being that was getting signed. You know, they had the money to make records and that sort of thing. It's like punk bands or other different post-punk bands like us weren't around at that time. You know, with money and a record budget, and a lot of these metal bands were. But Terry, he's interested in a lot of different kinds of music.
Is you just mentioned the post-punk bands. Is punk still around in Seattle, or I mean, is this a style of life you see, or
a little? Over there, it isn't. There isn't. Things aren't really fad oriented as far as people being into music for fashion or being into a particular kind of music for its lifestyle. I think people listen more for music, just for the music itself and not what it represents or what kind of clothes you would wear to go along with that style of music. People that like punk in Seattle also like a lot of other different kinds of things. It's like you get a really diverse fan usually. There isn't somebody that's strictly into one thing. Probably the metal audience is more that way, all over, as far as concentrating on one thing. Most metal fans, young metal fans, are into metal only or mostly.
But it's not a style of life. It's not you see them walking around dressed like punks.
Yeah, you do. You see some, but not a lot. Not as much as you used to see. Like
Dying breed.
Yeah. Dying breed for sure.
Well, you do see some over here as well. But not an awful lot. But the ones who are into it are like, they live it and breathe it all the way. They're like unemployed and, and they just like sort of gather they go around in bunches and sort of, that sort of lifestyle. That's what I mean. If they do anything like that over there, or just like regular guys who sort of dress up for the show. Or,
it's more like that now. I mean, most of the gangs or groups sort of dissipated or turned into like looking like Guns N' Roses or something. They've definitely changed.
So how much is the environment? There's a heavy and sort of like I was saying before, the so-called bad side of town influencing these bands. Is that I don't know. Is it something that influences you in the way in your approach, or it doesn't make any difference? I mean, if you were from Bellevue, would you?
It probably does. I mean, the fact it depends on where you grew up. I think if I grew up in Bellevue, I might have a different attitude, maybe. but that's really hard to say because I didn't. There's no way you can really compare.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. I think the city and just the area in general is going to influence any band that's there, just because it's where they are. Seattle is really different than a lot of other cities as far as regionally. It's really secluded. It's way up in the corner of the country, and you're not exposed to a lot of the same thing as much. So people won't tend to move towards the norm as far as music goes.
It's mainly the other way around. A lot of people go down from Seattle to LA to join bands.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's really diverse. People don't concentrate on any one thing usually.
How much? How different is the situation for you now that you're with A&M? Have you, has the record company helped you a lot, or the fact?
Well, like in the U.S., it's really different. Our audiences have grown, tripled and quadrupled in the last year since our record came out. We've sold, 10 times as many records over there as we did before.
Well, you were independent before.
So
it's probably a bit more difficult to find a record in the shops as well.
Definitely. Yeah. We also spent a lot more money on the record. Made it so we were able to make it, concentrate more, and make a record we liked more. So it's been positive on most sides.
So
we've been a lot busier as well, though. Which is that can make things harder as far as making decisions. Dealing with your own. So we're used to doing everything as far as our packaging and everything. Every detail we deal with, and that gets harder and harder when you're so busy and gone all the time.
Well, it seems to be a pretty good period for all these American bands that have with a crossover of various influences. I mean, Faith No More over here, enormous, so incredibly popular. They have to come back and play over and over again.
Right.
They won't let them go back to America. Red Hot Chili Peppers, they played and they had to come back again and play more shows. And you're playing some shows now, and then you're coming back at the end of the tour. So it seems like there's a very, very good vibe. Is it the same in America, or
it's better for us than even for Faith No More
over there?
Yeah, we've done a lot better, or initially done better. They're starting to do better now. They toured with us for a while, but they opened up for us over there, whereas we would open up for them over here.
Yeah, so you were doing that show with Voivod,
So we're doing quite a bit better over there than we were here at this point. But we haven't toured. We've toured the U.S. 3 times since we've toured here, and our tour here didn't really even include the U.K. We played 2 shows, one in Portsmouth and one in London. That was it. So we haven't. This is our first time we've played more than 2 towns, and and we've had 2 releases since then.
I think they benefited a lot by attracting a certain kind of audience by the publicity that other bands have given them, like Metallica. For example. Yeah. Metallica have talked extensively about Faith No More, and they go. James walks around with the Faith No More T-shirt a lot of times. Did you get anything like that? I mean,
we get that a lot. We get tons of that from Axl Rose. From I got a lot of stuff on there.
I've got it all off, everything.
Okay.
So I'm going to bring it all in here.
Okay. We got a lot of that from guys from Guns N' Roses writing stuff about us, and Rolling Stone, and people from Heart, Cheap Trick, Iron Maiden,
Metallica.
Metallica.
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith. Tons of it.
Does that help getting a sort of more diverse kind of audience?
I suppose. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. I think so.
Maybe not more diverse, but at least more.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, whatever people think, like Fats and Roses are cool, and Guns N' Roses fans will go, oh.
Oh yeah, go and check them out.
And there's plenty of Guns N' Roses fans to go around.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Yeah.
A couple here and there. Yeah.
A few platinum.
Yeah, a few platinum. So you found that things are a lot better now that you're on a major label. I mean,
definitely. I mean, you can't. I don't think as an independent band, as far as my patience goes, and and how hard you work, it wouldn't seem worth it for years and years and years of not increasing your audience and not really being able to like quit your stupid day job, and it's rare that independent bands are able to support themselves with their music.
And it comes to a point where you want to be able to do that.
Are you able now to did you leave your jobs?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't had a regular job in over a year.
So you support yourselves pretty well.
Yeah. No, we're not, by most standards we're well off, I guess. We're not rich, we're actually losing money as far as how much we spend compared to how many records we sell, but it's an investment.
Yeah, it's a long time investment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I suppose also the record company, because your album also I think was back out. A&M was putting it out at a cheaper price.
Mm-hmm.
I think I remember seeing in America the CD out at a cheaper price, like a sort of new bands, sort of like sort of to promote the sales,
Right.
to incentivize the people to buy it. I think that was quite a good idea actually.
Yeah, they do that with a lot of different new bands.
Yeah. Did you notice anything like previous records picking up sales? People going to check
Well, our Sub Pop records haven't really been repressed or re-released, so that couldn't have happened.
Our SST record was nominated for a Grammy, so its sales sort of, I think, probably picked up from that.
When was that last year?
Just this year.
For Grammy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Faith No More's new record was nominated as well in the same category. So I think that helped
Who
too.
won?
Metallica.
Oh, right. The category Metallica one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, did you go to the ceremony and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Was it fake or?
It's pretty cool, really, in a way. I mean, because it was a cool production, and I would never go see any of the performers. I would never go to a Milli Vanilli show or a Billy Joel show, for that matter. So it's kind of cool to see them on stage, because I'll never see them on stage anyway.
Also, it's a nice trip down to LA as well.
Yeah.
Do you go down to LA a lot, or you?
Well, we have to. We don't live there. We don't go there more often than we have to. But we've made videos there, and our record label's there, so.
So you have to.
Yeah, it's like LA and New York are the big press capitals of the U.S., so that's where all the magazines and everything are. So
going back to what we were saying before about the difference between New York bands and Seattle bands, do you think it's because New York is a bit, I don't know, it seems to me like they're a lot more on the punk side than you, sound-wise. Do you think it's because New York is more of a sort of cosmopolitan city, more sort of, it's more violence around, and sort of
I don't think so.
a harder life in general or something?
I think I'd equate it more to fashion than to whether or not it's like a tough existence. I mean,
A lot of those people that make that music don't have a problem surviving. I just think it's where music developed in that area, and it was different than where it developed in other areas. I think in comparison to say LA, I think it is because of the rougher lifestyle and because of people's attitudes. They wouldn't let like a glam or kind of like a fake glam, fake metal scene.
go too far or anything like that.
Yeah, because I mean, you know,
Most of that's West Coast now. It used to be in New York, but it doesn't seem to be anymore much.
yeah, I mean, the general idea is that in New York people are like, you know, a lot more rude and tough, and you know, well, you know, and life is fast and furious, and while in the West Coast and LA in general, you know, everything is more laid back and everything else.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I suppose the you know, the environment, as you were saying before, is a lot different. But you said you managed to support yourselves. I was talking to like bands like Nuclear Assault and stuff like that, and they found it very difficult to survive in the sense that they're too busy with the album and the record and the touring and everything to do any job, have any jobs, but they don't earn enough money because they spend too much.
Right.
Are you at that stage, or you past that already?
Well, we're supported by the record label, so it's we don't really have that problem.
Yeah, they also are with music formations and
Right.
So,
You know, we don't sell enough records to make money above and beyond that, so we're still spending money. But that's an investment in hopes that, you know, 1 or 2 records down the road we'll be making money.
Are you into skateboards?
Somewhat.
Who is in the band?
Well, me and Jason are somewhat. We don't skate all the time, but we both skate.
Yeah. Did you find it difficult to skate when you come to Europe? Or,
No, Europe would be a great place to skate. Last time we came here, we didn't bring our boards, and it was like, God, we saw places everywhere to skate. Especially on the continent. There just was.
Yeah, Holland, I suppose, is quite a good place. Italy is not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Italy's like Florida. All the streets are all dug up. Italy's like Florida. It's not skatable. All the streets are rocky.
Yeah, no, it's
cracked.
It's not really good. But no, Holland, I suppose, is a good place. So you skate, you know, only sometimes. You're not like
Well, yeah.
Recreational.
Yeah, exactly.
you're not a fanatic.
I was when I was in high school, but now that I'm older and paying my own doctor bills, I'm more mellow.
Yeah. What, do you break bones and stuff?
Just had stitches a couple times, never broken any bones. I don't know. You just get more careful once you get out of the house and stuff.
Yeah. Also, I suppose the you know, as it can be a little dangerous when you're out on the road. You got to be more careful because if you injure yourself, then you can't play. You know.
Break a finger or something.
Yeah, exactly. So, I suppose everybody's going to give you a hard time if you're stupid to to go and crash it. I mean, I suppose James Hetfield got quite a hard time both times he broke his yeah. So, well, I mean, I don't know. There's a couple of questions about the album. What's the was it Dumb Sex?
Big Dumb Sex?
Yeah. What's that about?
It's a parody of disco, pretty much. Or pretty much disco, or rap or pop that deals with sex and dance. Mostly disco, though, dance music in general. Just sort of making fun of it lyrically. Not as much musically, but lyrically.
Yeah, because certainly not musically. There's no reference whatsoever to it. What do you think of, like, you know, like fake? You were saying before you would never go and see Milli Vanilli and all that, but like the you know, the drummer from Faith No More is like a big Milli Vanilli fan.
Oh no, I don't think he is.
No,
No.
He's just taking the piss.
Huh?
He's just taking the piss. Or
Yeah,
something?
I don't think he's a Milli Vanilli.
I don't think so either.
Huh?
I don't see.
He likes a lot of different kinds of music that I don't think Milli Vanilli's one of them.
I don't know. He went on raving about it in interviews and stuff.
He was giving him shit. Definitely. Take my word for it. He loves to hate more than he loves to like music. So
He likes baseball. That's what he
Yeah.
likes. Yeah. The other song, the one you were sound checking, was it Love Loud?
love.
Loud Love, yeah. God, I always get mixed up. How would you describe it if you had to say in to describe it like I don't know an eruption, a blowjob, or something like a cascade of something. I don't know.
I don't know. Breaking a brick of ice.
A brick of ice.
Yeah.
Not like a pack, like in the
With your
Arctic or something.
Yeah. Breaking.
Yeah, because I like the way it sort of falls down on you after the beat, very slow intro, sort of. Yeah.